What is going on, everybody? It's JayPlayzFTW here. I'm back in another video, and today we have a tier list for all legendary cards in PvZ Heroes. And without too much talking, let's get right into it. As you can see the tiers, we have basically game over, freaking amazing, good, I guess, Gargs, meh, absolute dookie, and fire whoever made this card! That was a lot. Raspberry thought that to be. Let's start off with the one card, and we'll make our way up. So, fire whoever made this card. That card is Coco Loco. That card is absolute dookie, but it's worse than absolute dookie, I'd have to say. And it's just because 6 costs 3/4, and it makes walnuts that rarely get attack. It should just be a plant evolution. It shouldn't be a nut evolution that they get attack. And I'm not going to talk much about all cards. It's just that maybe these bottom ones I have a little more to say on. Mechasaur is just too expensive, and it can be blocked with a 1/1, basically. Octozombie just takes too long for you to play. It just takes too much stun, and if the opponent has more than 8 health, they can easily cut you down before you cut them down. Tankosaurus, I just don't use this card very often. It's probably better than Absolute Dookie. I just don't use it enough to know how good it is, and like I can see this being really good, Deadly, and Starfruit just needs to have more than 2 health. Simple as that. Deadbeard is in mad just because when it gets deadly, it's basically amazing and horrible at the same time. It's a field clear and you get a 4/3. Chum Champion, I know the cards aren't all the way updated, but yeah, it's just the card that we have for them. Like Gargantuar Feast costs 12 in this, but Chum Champion is just not good. It just gives all plants -1 for 5 costs 4/4. When there's a 1 cost Haunted Pumpkin, it's a 4/2. Binary Stars shouldn't have a gravestone. Astrovair is too expensive, but the healing can be really good. You get like Pear Paradise. Prow Yeti's freeze a plant for a 5/6, and you barely, unless you have a deck built. All these, it's because you don't have a deck built around it, and that's for the same for Headhunter. If you don't have a deck built around it, then it's just it's pretty bad. Gargs they just get removed too easily by like Shamrocket or Squash or just anything, so they have their own category. But if they're not countered, they're amazing. But that's the same with every card on this list. So, yeah. I guessed Stompodon just because, I mean, it's even if you only get to use the ability once, the cards in hand having 1/1 is pretty good. Same with Warlord, it only happens once with every card in the game for you that does that. Wintermelon, just I rarely use it, so I mean, it really comes in helpful. Reincarnation, I don't know. I don't know about that. Onion Rings is just okay. I mean, I guess it's fine. There's nothing too much to say about it. 4/4 either helps your hand or hurts your hand. Usually it helps it. So Muscle Sprout, it grows with every plant you do. Yeah, it probably could be a 2-cost card, whatever. Cornucopia, it's just a fun card to use. It's not amazing, though. Doublemint, I just feel like as soon as it gets past as soon as it survives 2 turns, it's actually kind of hard to stop. So that's what I have there. Gargantuar Feast is Gargantuar Feast. It's way too expensive, but it's OP once you get it down. Battle Cruiser, arguably shouldn't be a gravestone, but 6 cost 6/5 isn't horrible. Gangster's Paradise is pretty good. I mean, getting a superpower. What? They're gonna have a rocket. That's really the only thing that can stop it. The Turnip's Blade. Gondola is okay. Rarely ever hits face, and Shield Crusher you always need to have a teleport with for it to be any usefulness. So, yeah. Moving on to good. Great Zucchini. If you ever play it, that's why. It's amazing, but you rarely get the chance to play it. Exact same scenario with Plank Walker. Supernova is just a 5-cost 5/7. The ultimate counter to Pine Clone. I don't know what else to say about it. Velociraptor just grows so much. A superpower for Quasar, a superpower is good, so the card goes in good. Molekale is probably, in my opinion, the most fun card to use in the game, so I'm giving it a good rating. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's horrible, so it gets good. Kernel Corn, it's basically a field clear, so you can get it down. Most of the time, it's a field clear, and it's pretty good at what it does. That's Bounty Hunter. 4 costs 4/4. You play that on turn 4. It's actually kind of hard to stop without Shamrocket, so It's good. If you get on turn 4, there's not very many counters to it. Shark is Shark. Just put Trapper territory or anything, and you're unstoppable. King is good at the leap deck, obviously. We need a leap, and what more to say about King? Transform things to knights, which usually your cards aren't better than a knight. You can't die with Pharaoh. Pharaoh's a good card, I guess, as long as it doesn't get field clear. Just place it somewhere safe, and you should just keep blocking for it somehow with, like, what's its name? The one card makes it invincible for a turn. Or, like, a thing through history or something. But Canolith, it's just, usually doesn't, even if it just affects it, if this were to just affect itself like Health Nut, it's still a 5 cost, basically 7/7, that slowly goes down, but usually it gets, like, it turns cards into cards that are usually better than what it was. Even a Walnut, that becomes a 1 cost 6/6, like, bruh. Valkyrie, this is probably the card that I'm most reliant about having that deck built around it, that or Canolith, and if you get it down, it's a 3 cost, like, what? Or 4 cost, it's a 4 cost now. Forgot. It's like a 4 cost 10/6. What? Pinecone's freaking amazing. You have a deck built around that. I'm not going to argue with that. Even if you don't, you still do. Astrocado, constant 5 strike through. Even when it dies, you can get it back and just survive a turn. Apatosaurus is untrickable. That's why I have it so high. Basically, it's a 6/6 untrickable and it conjures a root. Bananasaurus Rex, we all know why it's amazing. Grows every turn, and it's 3/3 double strike. I forgot to say Aloe, whatever. Allosaurus. I think it's a pretty underrated legendary card. It's actually a really good legendary card. Heals you for 1 and all plants for 1 every turn. Gain this with Dr. Pepper, and it's an OP combo. Limaplorodon, 1 cost 2/2. It's Conscious Magic Beanstalk. The fact that it costs 1 makes it really good. Brain Nano's amazing. Just makes it so that it just completely stops all teleports and all trick decks. Pretty much completely shuts down Rust Bolt, is what I'm saying. Mixed up Gravedigger goes with, like, anything. Mainly pirate decks, mainly Pogo Bouncers. It goes with everything. Now here's are the basically game over. These are probably, in my opinion, the best legendary cards in the game, and let's start it off. These are in no particular order, by the way. They're all just amazing. But, I mean, they're pretty close to the order I'd have them, honestly. Triceratops is amazing. 2 costs, 1/3, grows every turn with Bullseye. That's pretty darn amazing. The fact that it only costs 2 and it can grow into, like, at least like a 4/6 or something. Teleport, I mean, it makes you have last say. Really nothing better in this game than last say. Trickster, it can be a 0 cost 6/6. I don't need to say anything more about it. Teleportation Zombie, always like to have less say. And it costs 2 and somehow has 5 health. That's pretty broken. Cobb Cannon, it's this first of all, it can be a squash, which already costs 5. So theoretically, it's a 1 cost 6/6. It also gives zombies -1/-1. So that's pretty broken. Gatling P can do 15 damage on turn 5. That's pretty broken. Play on a P shooter. Well, probably not P shooter. You play on a Sting P. So turn 4, you place down a Sting P. That does 1, so we'll be at 19. Then next turn, you place on slap on a Gatling P. Instantly takes them down to 14. And then double strike, assuming that they don't block. They'll be at 4 health on turn 5. It seems pretty broken if you ask me. And then Captain Cucumber. 3 costs. I mean, Rolling Stone, Weed Spray, Nibble. That completely denies that. But you can still grow with, like, Fertilizer for somehow to have that in your deck. 3 costs, 1/4. That's not amazing stats, but conjures a legendary card every time it does damage.